Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin the OG, the original Grognard here for Lock and Load Publishing again. And yep, we're back at Lock and Load Tactical Digital, available on Steam. Hasn't even been 3 weeks yet since we announced our last expansion for digital, which was Heroes of the Nam Battle Pack 2. And even just before that, we had Valor of the 13th, an expansion for Heroes of the Motherland, which still is going to be coming, so don't worry. But we've got something, and this is kind of a surprise to me. I'm a little bit surprised we went ahead and released this a little bit early, but we have released, and this is kind of a Christmas Day special for everybody, Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. Now, this is the first full-sized module box set that Lock and Load Tactical has put out in about 3 years? Yeah, it's been a while. This has been in the works for a long time. I know what you're saying, but oh gee, the box set hasn't been released. No, the box set has not been released yet. We are going to Kickstarter with that in January. Should be in January. Of course, we've been saying that for a while now. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to go ahead and release the digital version to everybody as kind of an early Christmas gift, kind of get some interest generated, some excitement generated for it. So it is available right now at this very moment on Steam, as usual, with all of our modules, $9.99. But as a release sale, it is 10% off for $89 or something like that. And also go ahead and check out all the other Lock and Load Publishing computer games that we have on Steam. Some of them are on sale upwards of 90% off. So if you're looking to get your fill of Lock and Load Publishing's digital library, Command Ops, Lock and Load Tactical, Nations at War, I mean, we got a bunch of great stuff up there. Go check it out, because a lot of stuff is on sale. You know you want to do it. This is our Christmas present to y'all. We really appreciate having you guys as customers. So what this is the full box set. There's nothing we're keeping back in this. This is all 12 of the scenarios. Queen's Pawn to Queen's 3, Steel Wall, 5th Tank Counterstroke, Tooth and Claw of the Bears, Like a Good Neighbor, Urban Renewal, Gateway to the Caucasus, 13th Corps Wild Ride, Fire on Hill 150, and the Footsteps of the Silk Road, Beginning to the End, and Far From Home. Totally, completely new artwork in this. The very talented Ivan Saras did the artwork in all of this for us. All new maps. We've got 7 new maps in this, done by the always talented Mark Van Marshall, who's done all of our other maps. So the maps are definitely going to live up to the same standards and be an isomorphic as all other Lock and Load Tactical maps are, so you can slide those and merge those right in. We don't have the, let's see, do we have the rules PDF? Is the rules PDF ready? I don't think the rules PDF is ready yet. I think there's a couple minor changes we're looking at making to it, but it should be up within 24 hours. So definitely should be up before Christmas, so everybody can take a look and see what the new kind of national rules are. We do have a new troop type. We have a new leader type in there. We got a bunch of new vehicles, bunch of new equipment. And hopefully in about a month to follow up with this, we will have the first DLC expansion for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest called Enemy at the Gates. Again, that's going to be introducing even more new weaponry, no new vehicles, but we've got some new exciting rules that we're looking of putting in as module rules that are optional if players want to play with them. Since Enemy at the Gates is going to be focusing on inside of Stalingrad itself, it's going to be sewer movement and sniper repositioning and severe rubble. Those are the 3 new types of module rules that we're going to be adding in on that. And hopefully, I'm almost done with all the scenarios, and then we need to get them entered in, and then get heavy with the digital playtesting on that. But hopefully in about a month that DLC will be out. Also, I did want to let you know that Scott Anderson, who has been just an absolute demon on making modules in the workshop, has already come up with 3 scenarios. 4 Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. I don't think they're quite up yet, because he didn't know that we were going to make Heroes of the Bitter Harvest live so soon. because I really didn't know we were going to make it live so soon. David kind of called me up and said, "Yep, we're doing it this evening. Get a video out and get video ready." It's like, okay, boss, not a problem. I can do that. But hopefully he will have some scenarios for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest up really soon. I've taken a look at them. He sent them off to me a week ago. Pretty good scenarios. I kind of tell a narrative story of a German sergeant and kind of leading through these 3 different scenarios that you can play in order to kind of tell a story of going on with that. Hopefully everybody will like that and he'll start doing some more narrative scenarios like that. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go into the battle generator. Let's take a look at some of the new units and kind of talk a little bit about some of the units, and maybe we'll take a look at some of the maps. So of course we've got our leaders, and we do have a new leader type. You'll notice he's got a -1 where his leadership modifier for me, he's an incompetent leader, and like the leadership modifier indicates, it is a -1 on all morale tests and a -1 on all firepowers that he's leading. But the problem with the incompetent leaders is that they always have to maintain contact with good order units of their side. So yeah, you probably want to try to get these guys killed off early. Just saying. Single man counters, of course, we've got heroes. We've got, the obligatory commissar. We've got Nurse Anya. Okay, now I will point this out because this came up in playtesting. She is a medic, yet her name is Nurse Anya. Okay, she is a medic, so uses the medic rules. Nurse Anya is just her name. So kind of pay attention to that when you get the game and start playing it. She falls under the medic rules, not the nurse rules. Got Major Alexei as a Soviet armor leader and Captain Motov as a Soviet armor leader. We got a sniper. Are those the only leaders? Yeah, that's the only leaders this one is showing us, because whenever you do a random battle, it kind of doesn't give you all the leaders or all the single man. Oh, that is all the single man counters, because that's all the leaders there. All right, squads. All right, so for normal squads, I'm not seeing guards on here. We got the normal Soviet first line squads, and then we've got a new unit type for the Soviets, the NKVD squads. You'll notice they've got 0 firepower. There are some special rules. They kind of work a little bit like partisans when it comes to their firepower, but they're really primarily made for defensive fighting, not really good on the offense. Kind of their special rule is that whenever an NKVD squad is shaken, instead of shaken, you can reduce them or you can flip them or you can replace them with a half squad, reduce them, but they remain in good order, and that's only full strength NKVD squads. So if an NKVD squad is shaken, instead of taking the shaken result, you can just reduce them to a half squad and they stay in the fight without the need of having to worry about rallying them. Take a look at some support weapons. Yeah, Soviets don't have much in the way of support weapons. We got the DP-28 and the 14.5 PTRS. Enemy at the gates, we are going to be introducing the Maxim machine gun for the Soviets as a medium machine gun. I think it's a 210 or 212 weapon. Of course, as weapon teams, got 76 millimeter anti-tank guns, 45 millimeter anti-tank guns. The Chachanka machine gun wagon. This is a new unit. It is a weapon team, but it kind of moves like a vehicle. So not really like a vehicle. You can move it like a squad, but it falls under road movement because it's a road equipped vehicle. So yeah, it's kind of a hybrid squad / weapon team / vehicle. So it's a mobile machine gun. Mostly these were attached to Cossack cavalry and mechanized division, so we do see a few of them in the game. And of course, the Soviet big old 12.7 millimeter, which was basically the equivalent of their 50 caliber. Vehicles, nothing really new from the Soviet side. This takes place in 1942. They really didn't have many variety of vehicles. T-34 M42, of course, the T-34 76, which was the M43, wasn't introduced yet. KV-1, again, it pretty much was about the only type of vehicle, and the T-70 M42. You will notice on all the vehicles we now have these new range color, or these new color bands. Since some people seem to get, and I've even found myself doing this, I get confused if I'm supposed to be reading up or down. We went ahead and put these little green bands, and this is going to be in the tabletop version as well. So you got a green band for the range, yellow band for the to hit number, and red band for the penetration. So it's easy to remember range, to hit, penetration. It was just a little something. It's a quality of life improvement that we just wanted to throw in. So you've got that in there. Let's take a look at fortifications. The standard rubble, vehicle emplacements, roadblocks, bunkers, wrecks, mines, foxholes, wires. And then, of course, offboard, we now see the Soviet Il-2 Sturmovik is making their appearance in Lock and Load Tactical. So the Soviets have now got air support. We did not see any of that in Hero of the Motherland, so we went ahead and decided to throw in some Red Air Force units. And then, of course, offboard artillery fire, 6 firepower, 4 power, 2 firepower, pretty much representing 75 millimeter and 82 millimeter mortars. 4 firepower would be the 122 millimeter, and of course the 6 firepower would be 150 millimeter, right around those. So let's go ahead and hit finished with that. Yes. Let's switch over to the Germans. All new leader counters. Again, everything is completely new. Lieutenant Garner, Lieutenant Frederick, Sergeant Fitz, Sergeant Wolf, and here's the German incompetent leader, Sergeant Vogel. Other SMCs for the Germans, we've got the heroes, we've got the medic, we've got the Lieutenant Heinley, the armor leader. I don't know, he looks familiar. That's all I got to say. German sniper. For squads, we have several types of German squads this time around. We definitely wanted to add in some motorcycle mounted troops. So we've got the motorcycle units, they're full strength and half strength, and then we got the pioneer units, and then we've got dismounted motorcycle troops. You can notice they're pretty good because they've got the assault firepower, so they can assault move just kind of like the German pioneers can. And then 164s, those are the standard German infantry. Reduced pioneers, reduced German squad, and I believe that's the reduced, right? No, that's the reduced squad. So support weapons, satchel charges, MG34 flamethrowers, standard fare for the Germans. For when Enemy at the Gates comes out, we are adding the MG42 as a squad support weapon. I think that's a 212 weapon. Weapon teams, 88 millimeter anti-tank gun, 75 millimeter pack, the pack 40, 50 millimeter pack 38, 50 millimeter mortar, 75 millimeter Liga 18 infantry gun, and 7.292 machine gun. That's just basically the MG34 set up with a tripod. Really, the Germans, there were no difference between the Germans' light, medium, and heavy machine guns. It was the same weapon. It's just were they tripod mounted or were they not tripod? That's basically what it comes down to. So this is basically the MG34 with a tripod, whereas this support weapon, this MG34, is not with a tripod. And if you'll notice, again, we've got the range bands on there to help you remember. As far as vehicles, we've got a bunch of German vehicles. The PZ4G is a new looking vehicle. Now you'll notice these are all still in German Panzer Gray. The Germans hadn't switched to the tricolor camouflage scheme yet. That didn't happen until about middle of 43. So whereas I love early war German armor, I hate the color of them because it was just, the basic German gray armor colors. We didn't really get to see the exciting camouflages until 43. But so we got the PZ4G with the long barrel 75 on it, and then we got the PZ4F with the short barreled 75 on it. The PZ3J with the, is that the 50 millimeter? No, I think the M was the 50 millimeter. Then we've got an SSPZ3J, the Stug 3F, we haven't seen that before. That's got the first of the 75 longs on it. Martyr 2, the SIG 33B, and if you'll kind of notice, this is the armored version. So this one isn't open topped. I think you may remember there was a SIG 33 in Heroes of Defiance. This is the B model, which actually armored up. Not that it was much of an armor, but it's armored. I can't really say cupola, but housing regardless. Got an armored car, Sonderangeführt 231. The armored car with the 20 millimeter and a couple machine guns on it. And she's brutal. She's got the 20 millimeter cannon plus 3 machine guns that she can fire off. Now, granted, they're only 1 firepower each, but hey, that's 4 shots of one of these suckers are putting out. PZ2F, we've seen the PZ2 before. The F is one of the later versions. It had the 37 millimeter on it, I believe. And of course, the good old German half-tracks 251s. Fortifications, same thing that we saw from the Russian side. Rubble, vehicle placement, roadblock, bunker, wreck, foxholes, wire, and then of course offboard artillery. The German Hunter, or the German Stuka, makes its reappearance again. I think it's not the G version. I think this is the D or the E version that was in 42. And of course, offboard artillery. So let's go ahead and let's take a quick look at one of them. Okay. So this is one of our city maps. I actually, and as you can see, Mark has done, let me just go ahead and zoom in. Mark has just done an outstanding job. Let me close that a little bit. Look at these glass panes. He's got one that's kind of broken out right there, and you've got the furnace stacks, and it's just out. I mean, Mark just does wonderful job. This is kind of in the summer and into the fall, so we're starting to see the bushes start to change color to fall colors. So we've got oranges and yellows out there. I mean, unless you really zoom in, you're not gonna catch a lot of this. You got the chimneys, and I gush about Mark's maps. I just can't say enough about Mark's maps. Is this the one that's got? I don't think this is. I think it's the other urban map. But he's got one where there's some lumber material left on top of the roof that they just decided to leave up there. He wouldn't put that in one of the buildings. But yeah, so we've got 7 maps in this: 2 urban, 1 forest, 1 mountain, and 3 rural. And again, they're all the isomorphic, so you can match them up, whatever way you want. The roads matching off the at the correct positions, so they can be merged in with all the other maps. So if you've got Lock and Load Tactical on digital, if you've got Lock and Load Tactical on the tabletop, these maps will be able to be merged right in with all your other games. So you can just do whatever type of maps you want. And of course, in digital, we give you that power with the editor. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick overview. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more videos when we release the Kickstarter and we get closer, and we might be seeing some gameplay videos. There's a couple scenarios in here I kind of want to show off a little bit, because I might be a little bit proud of what I did with them. So we might be seeing some gameplay videos. But like I said, Lock and Load Tactical Digital, Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, our first full box module, release in too long of a time, now available on digital, on Steam, now for $8.89 or something insanely low price like that. Go check it out. Go pick it up. Let us know what you think. We appreciate feedback, good or bad. We're always open to creative and constructive criticism. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section below. I'll talk to everybody later. See ya!